Hey, welcome to the Ed&Ed podcast. We're not gonna bullshit any of this. We're just gonna head on. We're gonna talk about Legend of
Korra.
Legend of Korra season 3. Just like basically our opinions or our thoughts on it. Whatever.
Fucking amazing.
All right. Now that we started this, I don't know where to start. So the premise of the story.
No,
what?
fuck that. We're gonna. Are we gonna talk about the whole season or just the last episode?
No, the whole season.
Ah, fuck.
Or you know what?
I think that has to be a complete separate thing, and then we talk about the ending, like in a complete separate podcast. Then.
Well, we could talk about the ending. We could just give up the story about what the hell it was all about, and then talk about the ending, and then we could talk about like things like characters and shit like that.
We'll do that.
Anyways, so the premise, the premise for this episode is that after Korra opened the freaking spirit portal, whatever. After Korra opened the spirit portal or whatever, freaking spirits are everywhere now in the freaking physical world.
Which actually, this isn't brought up throughout the whole season. It's literally only brought up once or twice, and then it was done.
Well, it was only brought up in the first episode. When everyone in Republic City was kind of complaining, like, hey, there's spirits here, and this vines are taking over the city and all that shit. That's
the first episode. And then, like, airbenders start showing up.
Yep, airbenders start showing up. So the show starts off with freaking Korra, who's trying to find a purpose in Republic City, but eventually sees that she cannot fix the problems going on in Republic City because the problems are all caused by the change that she caused.
Yeah.
So instead of trying to resolve the issues that people have with this change, she just says, you know what? Fuck you. Deal with it. This is change, and you're gonna have to adapt to it.
Yeah.
While she goes off looking for airbenders with Tenzin and the group.
Yeah. But
while in the background, separate to them, we see that evil is in work as freaking a gang of freaking
criminals.
Super benders?
No, they're super criminals or something.
Are you kidding me? Do you know how Zuko described them? They're like individually. These benders can take down anyone. Together, they can take down the world.
Which is pretty bullshit.
Fucking stop exaggerating,
Zuko, you've seen some shit in your life. Like, stop over exaggerating.
Your young self could have taken on like way better.
Yeah.
Cause come on, Zuko didn't do shit.
Yeah, for real. Like,
it's such a shame.
As old Zuko, he just got his handed
his ass handed to him?
Yeah, there you go.
I mean, we didn't see him get beat up badly.
No, but
he also didn't do shit.
Yeah, I know. He like shot 2 fires, and then he was like, "Oh fuck, gotta get back to my dragon." And then
I'm out of breath, man. Yeah, this old age is getting to me.
Yeah, I'm about to die of a heart attack here. Let me go back to my dragon.
I'm not the bender I used to be.
My fire isn't as hot as it used to be.
Man, I swear, man, I can't firebend no more. It gets so hot. I freaking I can't
like
even say
they're in the freaking winter. They're in the goddamn northern.
Yeah, they're like in the northern water tribe.
In the northern water tribe, he's like, "Fuck, it's so hot here."
Anyway,
alright, we're stupid. Okay, so these criminals each had their like appropriate freaking cell for
basically
they're
like the nations. Earth, water,
fire, not air until later.
The beginning, it's air.
Well, no, shut up. We'll explain. It's water, earth, fire, and for some reason I was about to talk Spanish there. Supposedly air, but he couldn't bend until the portals open. Zahir.
Until harmonic convergence happened.
Harmonic convergence. So all of a sudden people started getting airbending, and then he was like one of the lucky sons of a bitches to get it. And like once the guards came to take him out, he was like, nope, and it just shot them off of the mountain. Yep.
So basically the whole story it's like a cat and mouse kind of thing. Basically Zahir basically at the beginning Korra rounds up like a bunch of airbenders. Tenzin gets his moment to teach them.
He does pretty shitty.
But yeah, he does pretty shitty, and then it all works out in the end. So that's the first half of the story. The second half is Zahir chasing after Korra.
Yeah.
Then like Korra chasing after Zahir.
Yeah.
And then Zahir being like, "Fuck it, just make the Korra come to us." And
So,
took the airbending hostage.
Yeah.
which leads up to the finale.
No,
Actually, we gotta talk about the episode before that.
About how fucking badass that like them going into the airbending temple and trying to take over the freaking
basically Tenzin versus the world.
Oh my god, Tenzin's a badass. Like throughout the whole Korra, he's just this like a guy with a stick up his ass and everything, and he's just like all strict and everything, and we barely see him bend.
Well,
like,
that's not true. Like in the first season, he was pretty fucking badass.
That he was still badass and everything, but like you obviously see that he's like a well-mannered guy. Like he's strict and everything. He does stuff by set rule. And he sticks to it. I love Tenzin, right? And he's hilarious also.
But no, he changes at the first season. He changes.
I know. But still, like, you see him as this guy that doesn't really bend. Like, we see him use it as a teaching tool, and sometimes we get to, like, rarely see him do it as, like, tricks and stuff to get the airbenders to join the thing.
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
But then we finally see...
Like, he has his moments of badassery.
Yeah. And this moment was one of the best moments. Oh my god!
So, yeah, I guess we're going to talk about these 3 episodes. Yeah. Like, the ending. Definitely. And then branch out with what we thought about the rest of the season. So basically, Zahir's like I said, he's like, fuck it, I'm not gonna chase the Avatar anymore. So he decides to take the whole Air Nation hostage.
Yeah.
And freaking, he's like fucking like some kind of like military strategist or whatever. Because freaking all the villains, freaking Zahir, Minghua, the waterbending lady, Ghazan, the earthbending guy. Freaking, they're like frontline. They're there to capture like everyone, while freaking Pai Li freaking is sniping everyone from a distance
with their combustion,
with her combustion bending,
thing, whatever it is.
So freaking Zahir had this shit planned out.
Yeah, he was like, did.
"This is gonna be easy. This is gonna be fucking easy."
Yeah, no, he was just
and
like,
then freaking
airbenders, they can't go up against
Tenz's
me.
like, "Fuck you, bitch!" And then boom,
oh my god,
he just blows everyone away.
Like he was just like, "I'm not gonna let you do that," and then like he just like fucking shoots like 3 blasts of air, like in one's just like extending out his arms and like knocking them out, and I was like, what the fuck? Like, we have not seen Tenzin do something like that. Yeah, like, I got really fucking excited.
But it's rare.
But, like, not to that caliber, and it's rare also. So when it happens, it's really fucking exciting.
It's like, we finally see Tenzin go up against people who are just as strong or just a bit on his level.
And not only that, but they're a threat. Like, they kill everybody
throughout
there.
the rest of the season, these guys are like the biggest threat.
Yeah,
like,
definitely.
It almost feels like these are the biggest threats we've ever seen. Even giant fucking Unalak, who with the evil spirit.
Easy work, but like this seemed like, because these guys actually like killed. They killed the Earth Queen and everything
these guys are killers.
with a skill that I'm pretty sure me and you have talked about ever since.
I'm pretty sure everyone has ever thought
since
about
the last
this.
Airbender, freaking using airbending to basically take the air out of the body.
Yeah, dude, it's just like.
No. I thought it was, but you were just like moving on your chair.
Yeah, dude, like. That type of ability, like, we thought of it, right?
Yeah.
Because it's so obvious. Like, if a waterbender can, like, bend your insides through blood, can't an airbender also just freaking suck out all your oxygen? Freaking... Holy shit, man. Like, he really, like, killed her.
Once he did that, I was like, no fucking way they actually did it.
Like, that's possible?
By the way, I want to mention... how fucking dark Korra is compared to the last Airbender.
Well,
first season, there was a double suicide / homicide.
Oh yeah, that ending was it was.
What the fuck? When I saw that, I was just like, no way, this is a fucking children's show. They're definitely appealing to the older side of
they're basically like, everyone who's watching Korra has watched Aang, and they've grown up with us, so we're gonna make this shit more adult,
which is fucking great. We'll go into like the whole Korra itself, but right now it's the third season and the finale right now. But, oh my god, that Tenzin fight, like Zahir,
he fucking brings in his siblings. Everyone goes in with the respective thing. Waterbender versus Waterbender. Boomy versus Earthbender guy.
I kind of feel bad that they made Boomy fight.
Yeah, poor dude. Like, I'm pretty sure Kai is way better than Boomy as a fighter, which is weird because he's like a general. He's the military guy. Wouldn't he know how to fight a little bit better?
Yeah, but he has never had bending until now. He relied on what, like,
insane tactics,
insane stupid tactics. Like, we've heard his stories.
Yeah, exactly. But something I don't like is that in the second season we hear about his insane tactics, but it actually works out, which makes me think like this guy's insane, but he's like brilliantly insane. But in the third season, I just feel like, oh, he's just insane.
Yeah, definitely. Because like throughout this whole season, he's made out to look like a child, and you're just like,
yeah,
he was a general.
I mean, he's been a child in the second season, but at least I felt like after that whole scheme where it actually worked, his grand plan. I don't remember specifically, but it worked out. I'm just like, oh my god, this guy's actually not crazy. Like, his ideas actually have like value, or
some
whatever.
type
it's
of
viable.
Like,
But anyways, they waterbend freaking their siblings, which I forget their name. Boomy, I know, and waterbending lady, I forget her name.
Fuck, I forgot too.
They were outmatched.
Yeah, definitely.
They could not fight back.
All they had to do was run and just distract them until like long enough.
That's basically all they were doing. Mm-hmm. They were just buying time. Yeah. However, Tenzin was kicking ass.
Dude, Zahir did not stand a chance.
I don't even think Zahir landed one hit on Tenzin.
God.
He basically just avoided him, tried to strike, but Tenzin just kept avoiding and striking back. And freaking Zahir just could not land a hit. But freaking Tenzin, he was landing hits.
Zahir is pretty goddamn good at airbending.
Oh, yeah.
But Tenzin is really fucking good at airbending. He's a master. And freaking Zahir is just like somebody that has like learned all his life and all the techniques, but he's never gotten up to an airbender. He's never actually practiced with an airbender.
He's never fought against an airbender.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the thing. I'm pretty sure throughout his entire life, he's had to fight waterbenders, earthbenders, and firebenders.
Exactly.
But he's probably never gone up against an airbender.
So, like, basically, he went up somebody that had the same exact skills as him, but even more better and even more in tuned. And he got his ass handed him.
Oh, yeah.
Until fucking Combustion Lady came in here and fucked everything up for Tenzin.
After his siblings got outmatched.
Yeah.
Freaking everyone just ganged up on the most dangerous threat there, which was Tenzin.
Tenzin, yeah.
And it fucking sucks how shitty that ended up.
Dude, that ending to that episode kind of scared me. Because, like...
Yeah, you weren't alone. A lot of people thought he died. I knew he wasn't gonna die.
But there was a doubt in my mind because, like, 2 episodes ago they show somebody die.
Well, not even 2 episodes. It was 1 episode ago.
1 episode ago from that they showed somebody died, and throughout the whole like Korra thing, once they pan away from something like that, like somebody ends up dying.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, they pan. Oh, yeah, you're right. They do.
Yeah.
But that's why
Earthquake,
I'm never sure when somebody's dead.
That's
unless it's mentioned later on, because they were like, the Earth Queen obviously got killed, but then again,
some people theorize
that
probably
they didn't. A possibility.
Some people theorize, oh no, she didn't. Until I think like the actual.
They did. But when the episode came out, they were like, the radio guy was like, "Oh, the Earth Queen is dead."
Yeah, I know, but people watching was just like, "No way, they didn't kill her. Maybe it was just like a thing to hold it against her." But then like the writer shut it down and was like, "No, she actually died. I'm pretty sure."
Exactly.
Yeah, without a doubt in my mind, she died. But people thought like she didn't. She's dead.
But yeah, freaking. Who else? Pai Li, the Combustion Lady, when she freaking died.
Oh.
They pan away, and there was not even a sound.
There wasn't. Like,
it was just silent.
It was her shooting.
Even though it should have been her head exploding.
It was her shooting the freaking metal jacket, whatever the fuck.
She had like an armor.
Yeah, a metal armor on. And she shot it to her head and closed it.
But I think we're getting ahead of ourselves. We should finish up that episode.
I think we did, with Tenzin getting his ass whooped by the end of it and it panning away.
Alright, so let's talk about the finale. The beginning of the finale is called The Void.
Oh, yeah.
Which we'll know why it's called The Void.
Yeah.
So,
which I found it really ridiculous when it came up. I'll talk about it when it came up. When it comes up.
So, we see Korra, like, freaking being like, well, I guess I gotta give myself up. Because freaking she talked to Iroh in the spirit world. And he was just like...
Which I was going to mention
It's always fucking good to see him.
Iroh showed up in this season. And it always brings a smile to my face whenever Iroh comes up. Because I fucking love Iroh. And then, like... she also told Zuko that she saw Iroh, and he was like, "Yeah, you saw my uncle?"
He was like super surprised. He was just like, Uncle. Like, he was just like, oh man, Zuko, like, oh, my back. And
Yeah,
I was just like, Uncle?
Yeah, for real. Oh, God.
So,
yeah, I can continue.
So that was awesome.
Great.
Like, the thing is,
Iroh again.
Iroh is the freaking wisest person in all of Avatar, in my opinion.
Like, wow. Why doesn't she just go to Iroh for all the fucking, like, help with the Avatar shit?
Fuck the Avatars.
Yeah, I know, right? Shit, they don't know shit.
It's like, fuck the Avatars. Dude, just go to Iroh.
Iroh has so far helped 2 Avatars now.
Yeah. And now that Korra can see him whenever he wants.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, it's always like, oh, I gotta connect with my spiritual side to get advice from the other Avatars. But it's just like, no, I'll just go to the spirit world and talk to Iroh. He'll help me.
Yeah, no, he's like, fuck the Avatars. I want to talk to Iroh today. Hey, we're getting, like, bad track.
Right. So, anyways, freaking Zuko was all like, Aang freaking, his entire dream was the Air Nation. And I'm pretty sure he would give himself up for that. And Korra was like, yeah, I guess I will too.
No, he didn't say give up. He said he'll do anything he needs to do to make it right or something like that. But he did not.
But I guess he implied it, though.
No, he did not.
Because Korra asked him, like, should I just give myself up? And then he was like, Aang would have done whatever it was needed to be done.
Exactly.
To do it. So she
but that could have been taken both ways. Give yourself up or just go in guns blazing. Because first season, Korra was all...
I don't think Aang would risk guns blazing when the Air Nation is at risk.
I know, but we seen Korra first season. She's a guns blazing person. She just goes and jump in.
She is just guns blazing.
Even in this season, Zahir is like all like kicking her ass and everything, and then like once he leaves, she's like, I'm gonna go after that motherfucker, and so she's still guns blazing. So I took what Zuko said both ways. It could be give yourself up or go guns blazing in.
She took both.
Yeah. She
did both.
She was prepared. She was like, I'm gonna give myself in, but I'm prepared to go guns blazing in.
Well, actually, it wasn't her who made the plan.
Yeah,
it was Beifong's Lin Beifong's sister Sue. She made the plan, so that was thanks to her, and she agreed. She was like, yeah, that's a good plan. So Korra gave herself up.
Yeah.
They try to get everyone's like going around different ways up the mountain to reach Zahir. Bolin, Mako, and Asami go to collect the airbenders, but turns out it was all a trap.
Yeah, it was a trap. Like, only Tenzin was there. All the airbenders were locked away somewhere else.
Yeah, I guess they were gonna kill him.
Yeah, definitely.
They were just gonna kill him because lava bending guy was just like, all right, he brought the house down.
Yeah.
They were okay, thank you for agreeing with me.
It's true.
But the way you responded, you were like, yeah. Anyway.
It's true. He definitely could give less of a shit.
Oh,
he
man.
just wanted the Avatar dead at that point.
Zahir just wanted to cut all of the Avatar's ties. Like, it was like, she's not getting help. Fucking kill them all. Holy shit, man. Zahir's dark. Like, I never thought about it until then. I was just like, shit. Holy crap. Anyway, so Korra gets captured, and then this big epic fight happens. Bolin, Asami, Bolin in the group. Why do I feel like Bolin is up and center now? Like, he's like the second main character.
Yeah,
it used to be Mako.
Mako is like...
It's just like, now Mako's like in the background to his brother.
Yeah, no, because Bolin's being more concentrated because one, it was like him trying to learn metal bending, but he couldn't. And then
I think Bolin's been a little bit more concentrated.
Yeah.
This season is more
especially with like his relationship with Sao's daughter, Sue's daughter.
But that was only like a couple episodes.
Yeah, no, but still, it was more story to him than instead of Mako and the Avatar like we had the first and second
previous
season.
Two seasons. Yeah.
So it's definitely more Bolin oriented.
I mean, Mako said like he's kind of drifting away from the guys.
Yeah.
Like, I guess he's just like, I don't want to deal with the awkwardness of hanging out with the two girls I used to go out with and then just broke up with. Anyways, so basically, Bolin, Asami, Mako, and Tenzin just run away from the lava. Freaking Bolin in one last ditch effort.
Yeah.
Like, was just like, well, fuck it, we're all gonna die if I don't do anything anyway, so let's see if I can bend lava. And he fucking does it.
He does it, he ends up succeeding, and we're just like, whoa, Bolin, fucking finally.
Yeah, it's just like, fuck yeah, Bolin. Yeah. But I'm also like, man, that's pretty convenient.
Yeah. No, I'm pretty happy.
A little too convenient.
No, I'm pretty happy because, like,
he's always trying to find his second special bender.
That. It was like, cause the Sao, what's her face?
Who, Sue?
Yeah, Sue. There you go.
Was always like, you gotta look for your hidden potential.
Yeah, no, not even that. She was just like, you gotta have something to motivate you and something to like basically make an incentive to do it. And then he was just like, that was finally his incentive.
What?
He was gonna die.
Isn't being locked in a prison with metal bars incentive enough?
Yeah, but obviously we learned he can't metal bend now, can he? He was just like, oh fuck it, I can't metal bend. Maybe I could lava bend.
I guess maybe it's. He did say like 1 in 100 earthbenders can metal bend.
Yeah.
Like 1 in 100.
I'm like 1 in a million can lava bend.
Anyway, so yeah. So freaking Bolin is freaking badasses through that.
Yeah.
Lava bends. They managed to escape. Freaking Korra all chained up battles with her father against freaking Zahir. While freaking the sisters Lin and Sue freaking fight along with her other metal benders, the most competent, competent,
like
freaking like not even henchmen, but like
cards.
Group of background characters ever.
They are
except for the Dai Li. Other than Dai Li, they're the most
pretty goddamn good.
Holy shit, man! The Dai Li, when you see the Dai Li, you're like fucking run.
Yeah, I know, right? They're just like these people will gangbang you, like just run.
They're fucking ninjas.
Yeah, for real.
But other than that, the metal benders are the most useful. Freaking like, I don't know, soldiers or guards.
I have never seen like a more useful pair of like, and it wasn't even like an army. It was literally like 4 people.
Just a couple of them.
Yeah, it was like 4 or 2 people that were kicking major ass. And I was just like, we have never seen this before. I am like really impressed. But
I guess until the end though.
Yeah.
Because it was only up to Sue and Lin.
Yeah, once we got up to the fight with Zahir and the Combustion Lady, they were back to being fucking retarded. Like,
they weren't that much useful.
Their first fight was great.
Oh,
the metal benders.
Fucking the metal benders.
They did a good job.
Bringing the business.
Then this time, like last episode, they just fucked up on like everything.
Yeah, they were just tanks.
Yeah, they just got blasted off of the mountain, and one just happened, which is pretty bullshit. Just happened to be on the other side of the mountain to catch Korra's fodder.
I mean, unless she got blasted off on that direction.
Because they were all standing on the other opposite side of the whole fucking mountain. And they all got blasted off that way. Unless one of them was just like, maybe let me go around. But it was too convenient her being there.
Yeah, they were a little too separated.
Yeah.
Unless she wasn't one of the metal benders that went with them. She was one of the metal benders that went around with Tarlok instead.
Oh, yeah, maybe you're right.
Because Tarlok went along with the metal benders, but he ended up on the other side.
Yeah,
I don't know. Whatever, we're just making excuses for that convenient, like, he didn't die.
Yeah.
So basically, big fight, freaking Lin was all like, I'm going to die, and I'm going to be bait. Hey, sister, that I didn't like.
Yeah, I know,
but whatever.
Right? Until recently,
like, I love you, and I will sacrifice myself now. And freaking she goes up, takes a couple of hits, about to get blasted off the mountain, and freaking Sue does the most amazing thing.
Yeah, I know. It was so quick motion and it was so badass.
Yeah. It was like no, you're not gonna sacrifice yourself. Boom, like freaking took off her armor, freaking covered her head.
Dude, like she like threw off her, like, with metal bending.
And what good timing, too.
Yeah, I know,
because she did exactly what she was ready to fight.
She had to fucking time that thing, like, perfectly.
Oh, yeah.
Because, like,
freaking Lin was dead.
Yeah, exactly. She, like, threw her armor off, freaking threw it at the girl, wrapped it around her head, and poof. That, once... It doesn't even reach her head. Like, halfway to her head, we cut off to Zahir's position.
It covers her head entirely, then it glows.
Yeah, it glows, and then we cut off to Zahir's position, and it's already blown up, and all we see is smoke and everything. He's like, no.
No noise.
No, it's nothing.
No screams. No explosion.
Yeah.
Just, we assume, after that whole lighting up the entire thing, she's dead.
Yeah, of course she's dead. She blew her fucking head off.
Yeah, I know. But I wish we could have at least seen an explosion, but...
Like, what I would have liked to seen was like not even something bloody. Like it was
at least a
like,
flash of light.
No, not even like a slow motion kind of like, and then it cuts off to Zahir.
Like, or not even. You could have made like the helmet not explode, but just go like boom, and then
like
smoke
extend out. Yeah,
and then she just drops.
That kind of seems more fucked up.
Yeah.
Yeah,
because then it leaves it up to your imagination. Like even though they still leave it up to your imagination that her head blew up.
Yeah, I know. Everybody knows her head blew up.
Her head blew up.
But we don't see it up close. We never see her body drop or anything. Like her body's still standing, like with the smoke and everything. So we call like you could tell the children, oh no, like she's smoking or something. I don't fucking know.
Yeah, so she's getting high. It's no problem.
Yeah, no problem, kids.
And when Zahir was like she sacrificed herself, he meant like she just smoked too much weed.
Yeah,
that's it. Anyways.
Yeah, so
we forgot about the scene like in the beginning though. Like Zahir's in the temple, freaking meditating, still chanting the thing he's been chanting since the beginning about enter the void.
Yeah.
Freaking give up all worldly desires and all that stuff. Still trying to attempt to freaking get that floating ability that freaking
which we don't learn about until he actually starts floating, which we'll talk about. I didn't want to talk about him being able to float until like we actually got to the part.
We'll get to it, but I'm just want to talk about that part when freaking Piley and Zahir had their moment. Like she was like, "Oh, I never knew true freedom until you freed me from that warlord that tried to make me into a weapon."
Yeah.
And then he was like, "Soon everyone will have the same freedom because nobody will be like controlled by any government or any any form of order." And basically they kiss. We know that they're in a relationship since the first episode when they free her. And when she died, that was like the one thing Zahir, like, I guess.
Yeah. No, we know.
Yeah. The one thing Zahir, like, had as an earthly possession.
Yeah, his only worldly possession and his only thing that was preventing him from flying was that girl because he couldn't give her up. It was like when Aang had to give up Katara to go into the Avatar state.
The Avatar state,
so basically it was that. But this time it was with Zahir and that girl. It was probably the same exact thing.
It was probably the same thing.
It was the same exact thing.
To unlock the chi and everything. Yeah. Except instead of going into Avatar state,
he just fucking floated.
Wow. Yeah, that probably is the thing.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it is.
The void probably is that, like space. Like, remember how Aang was walking up
he was on a fucking, like, thing from the world to himself.
Yeah.
And, like, in his
rainbow
road.
Like he was in space or whatever. That was probably that. That's
I'm almost
probably
100% sure that's exactly what that was.
Yeah, most likely.
Yeah.
I wish they would have connected that. It would have been cool. Like, oh, so if Aang did that, maybe he would have been able to float and go into the Avatar state. Because he would have to give up the most precious thing. He would have to give up all his worldly.
Who was the one that was teaching Aang?
He was just some guru who apparently was given a prophecy that he would teach the Avatar.
Just a random guru?
Yeah, just a random guru. Because after that, we don't even know anything about him.
True.
So anyways, freaking Korra all chained up, still being able to kick major ass along with her father, Tarlok. Freaking Zahir just couldn't handle it until he just threw freaking Tarlok off the freaking thing. Korra was like, oh shit, my dad's dead. And then Korra gets captured.
But then like...
Oh yeah, did you see the final blow freaking Zahir did to Korra before she was like captured? Freaking jumped up into the air and just airbended like a blast into her, and she freaking boom slammed it to the floor. I think she hit her head too.
Yeah, no doubt.
Probably
she got
knocked her out.
She did. She
yeah.
She got knocked out, and then Sue and fuck. Why do I keep on forgetting both of their names?
Lin and Sue
come up and they're like, "Don't run away. That you're done." And he was just like. He started chanting his thing is like, all my worldly possessions are gone.
Yeah, enter the void, and then freaking
the void and be free. And then he falls off the mountain, and they're like, no. So they go back. They go to the edge of the fucking thing.
Yeah, they basically see that he's flying, and then he flies away.
No, but like, look, when I saw that scene, I was kind of looking around, and I thought he was floating on the clouds.
Yeah, like I'm not good at making out images. Like if it's. For some reason, like I was just like, "What the hell is he standing?"
Yeah,
on?
I thought he was just bending clouds, and I was like, "Oh, okay." I guess
like I wish that cloud wasn't there, so we get a better picture. Like, oh, he is floating.
He would have just been like trees. But then again, bottom. But then we would have seen Tarlok, and we would be like, "Oh fuck."
No, here's the thing. Why? then the animators would have something more to draw.
Yeah, true.
They would have to draw all the mountain down.
I
were just like, fuck that.
I'd rather would have them worked like an hour more just to make that. It didn't even have to be good. It could have been like tiny little tree shits.
Could have been blurry because it's from a distance.
Yeah. So I wouldn't have given a shit. I just needed something to be like, oh, there's no ground underneath him. And it kind of looked like he was just floating on clouds.
Yeah, that's what it looked like. It was obviously done to not give the animators more work. Because it would have been... They would have to do, like, the whole perspective. Everything had to look like it was, like, going farther down. So, anyways... And that's the thing, when during my first viewing, I was like, that's pretty cool, but kind of bullshit.
Yeah.
Like, the whole, like, oh, he can fly?
Yeah,
what?
Like, once he started flying, I was like...
Like, are you serious?
You're shitting me, right? Like, I guess that's another thing airbenders could do.
Yeah, like, and that's the thing. When I first saw it, my one complaint about that was just like, I wish they would have gone more into the whole, like, flying ability. Because I was just like, where the hell did this come from?
Instead, they're just like, the void. And
but no,
just like, the fuck?
Apparently, it's because I was watching the show weekly and I kind of forgot little itty bits of detail after going through one episode per week.
Yeah.
Apparently, it was hinted at right from the beginning when Zahir...
Yeah, but it wasn't even hinted. It was kind of like...
Actually, not even hinted. He actually, like, plainly said it, like, have you heard about this airbender who apparently gave up all his worldly possessions, and apparently after that, he was able to float, and then, since then, he never touched the ground again?
Yeah, but the thing is that we never fucking knew an airbender could float or fly. So we were just
until Zahir said it.
And we didn't know anything about Zahir, except that he was locked up, and he was talking all this mumbo jumbo. So we all assumed that he was just this crazy guy.
Yeah.
So we were just like, okay, fuck him.
But they were foreshadowing it, because he literally told them.
It.
And now that, throughout the series, like, freaking Zahir mentions airbender Lahima and his ability to just flow. So I was just like, oh, so they did kind of hint it out, like, throughout the
No, they didn't
season.
hint it. They, like, blatantly just put that he is really into this guy.
They basically foreshadowed that Zahir would probably have the ability to fly eventually.
It's such a tiny detail, like, knowing it from, like, week to week, and you're just like...
Yeah, you wouldn't remember it.
No.
Just like you don't remember that metal bender lady that just suddenly got attention. Like, what the hell?
Oh, yeah. I like to talk about that for a second. There's this metal bender lady that had, like, a couple of seconds of context, and then, like, a couple of seconds of just, like, no talking, just, like, the camera just on her. And we're just like... She's either gonna be important right now.
You're gonna be like, whoa, they're really concentrating on her for some reason. She's gonna be important.
Yeah, but nothing happens.
Nothing happens. She's not important throughout the rest of the end of the season.
Maybe
she might
next season.
Yeah, that's the thing. They might be concentrating on her for the next season. I was like, kind of like, she's probably a Red Lotus. Maybe.
Yeah, I thought it was like, maybe she's a backstabber because there's more Red Lotus.
Yeah. But apparently, this wasn't the first time we see her. No. She was actually in previous episodes also.
But it was so, like, tiny, like, oh, hey, look.
Because they're all dressed up in their uniforms, so we don't recognize her until they actually concentrate on her. But apparently, she was there throughout the season when they were in the Metal City. Yeah. Like, I think maybe the first time we see her is when they're battling Zahir in freaking the Metal City when they captured Korra. Yeah. And then afterwards, she was there to basically be, like, the reporter, being like, Sue, this and this happened, or they give orders to her, like, go command the other guys to mobilize.
She's
or whatever.
Basically like second in command.
She's basically like the captain. She is captain.
Yeah, she is captain.
She's the captain. So we have seen her before, but we haven't really been concentrating on her.
Why are we talking so much about somebody that has?
Because she might be big later.
She might be big later, but right now she's nothing.
Because the fact of the matter is, it's weird that they concentrated on her.
Yeah, no shit. Like, she's obviously going to be important later because they gave her some airtime. Like, they're obviously... Something's going to happen with her, but whatever the fuck. I want to talk about what's going to happen next. Like, not even Zahir battle with Avatar. I could give less of shit about that.
Really?
Like, I really want to skip to the end, but we'll talk about that. But first, I want to talk about... What's the little girl's name?
Oh, fuck.
Whatever, little girl that has tattoos later on. Tenzin's daughter, the oldest one. I forgot her name. Whatever the fuck.
I can't believe I don't remember.
The one that could go into the spirit world. So right, so they're all trapped in this cave, right? So she goes into Jinora, there you go. Jinora goes into the spirit world, not even spirit world.
She astral projects.
Yeah, whatever the fuck. She takes her spirit out of her body, and she sees that.
Are you gonna talk about the metal thing?
Yes, I fucking hate this part. Like she sees that. All right, so she.
Let's talk about that. Freaking, they capture Korra. They chain her up into like the ceiling and the walls or whatever behind like a giant red design. I guess that's their signal or the Lotus, whatever. They freaking inject some kind of like metal-looking liquid into her skin to poison her.
Which I'm gonna assume is mercury, because that's like the only liquid metal I know of. That.
So
all right.
Yeah, okay, talk about that.
Alright, and, like, we see that happening, and so does Jinora. She sees this happening, and then she's just like, oh, fuck. So she goes back, and then I think she says something like, Korra's in trouble. But then nothing happens after that.
Well, they're kind of chained up and trying to find a way to escape. But then afterwards, you're like, oh, they took too long. She should have been freaking the fuck out. Like, Korra's in trouble!
Alright. So... Tenzin and freaking Sue, whatever the fuck, Lin, Mako, Bolin, and Kai and Asami go over there. The airbenders are already free, and which Kai. So
well, they're not free. They have the keys and they're about to get out, but then the guards are like, what the fuck are you doing? And then that's when the group comes in and kicks their ass.
Yeah, so then the group comes in, kicks their ass, and then fucking Jinora takes a million fucking
She's just
years.
Like, Kai!
Yeah, she's like, oh, Kai, let me fucking slobber all over you. And not tell anybody that, look, every minute we're wasting, the fucking Avatar is getting killed right there. Like, does she not understand?
Like, oh, Kai! Oh, by the way, Avatar Korra is dying.
I know. And then, like, after 5 minutes of just fucking, like, hugging Kai and shit, she turns around like, oh, I know where
it was kind of like everyone's reunion.
Yeah, whatever the fuck. Who cares about the reunion? Korra's fucking dying over there. And she just, like, she all that she does is nonchalantly like, I know where Korra is. She's fucking dying in the next room. And they're like, oh, we should go. And they start running and everything. And it pissed me off so much. Because the second they're there, they're like, Jinora should have been like, don't fucking free us. Just go straight to the Avatar.
The reason they did, actually, they didn't even need to free them because they got the keys. They could free themselves.
Exactly, that's what I said.
After that, they could have just been like, we got the keys, we can free ourselves. The Avatar's dying.
That's what they should have done. We're like, we got the keys. Fuck us. Go to the Avatar.
Yeah, I mean, I guess. I mean, it was all for like an emotional, like funny moment.
This was the same problem with me with Frozen.
Like she's fucking died. Stop singing your shit.
And that was the longest fucking song of the whole movie.
It was like 3 minutes. Let's not talk about that.
Whatever. All right.
You just hated that.
I hated it.
That she didn't take immediate action. That Korra was dying.
A lot of TV shows and movies do this, and it always bothers me because it's like, oh, the main character's dying. Who gives a fuck? Let's just talk about our whole life and what has happened in the past day for the next 10 minutes instead of telling you, hey,
and then be like, oh, hey, they're dying.
And then like they walk in like Korra's head is already chopped off, and they're like, fuck. Well, I guess we don't have an Avatar anymore. Just walk out.
So, anyways,
yeah.
So Zahir reveals his master plan. Freaking, he wants to end the Avatar cycle. Yeah. Basically, Zahir just doesn't want any form of hierarchy ever. Yeah. And it was just like, if there is an Avatar, she is a hierarchy. People will look at her as a being to look up to and have guidance to the people to. So he's like, fuck that, kill the Avatar. So the poison's supposed to force her into the Avatar state to save her life. Yeah. And then when she's in the Avatar state, they're just gonna immediately fucking impale her, kill her, and drop her in lava.
Which is pretty fucking stupid, because did they not think the Avatar state was OP as fuck?
Oh my god, dude. Yeah, they were shocked as fuck, like, what?
Like, what? The Avatar state?
She's kicking our ass?
Oh my god, the Avatar state could fucking destroy us?
Yeah, it was hilarious. They totally were not expecting her to be free after that and fucking wreck shit.
Like, this is actually, like, one of the first times that the Avatar state is actually, like, really good.
Oh, yeah, especially since last
second season, she, like, used it, like, every other episode, and I was just like, ugh, it's like, so weak.
Yeah, it was weak. But it was like poking at freaking a wasp's nest. Exactly. Like, you're not expecting them to sting?
Yeah, it was so fun. Like once she went into full Avatar state, and like she like completely got out of the chain and completely just wrecked her shit. Like I was just like, what?
Here's
what
the
are
thing,
they not
though.
expecting?
How did she get free? Because when she was chained up, she apparently, like, literally by brute force tore the earth from the wall to get free with her avatar state strength. Did she bend that off? Because if she did, why didn't she do it when she wasn't in the avatar state?
She was completely knocked out. And
or was, like, the avatar state, like, giving her enough strength to able to bend earth from a distance? Or did she literally, through fucking, like, muscular strength, fucking tear the earth apart?
I think so. I think she just, like, fucking just rip that shit off.
Damn, man. So the Avatar state gives you superhuman strength, too?
So. I mean, like, it's the fucking Avatar state. You literally turn into a god.
Yeah. Freaking... But not only that, but this whole concept that an Avatar is dying, therefore the Avatar state will kick in order to save their life. If that's the case, wouldn't every Avatar state, like, before death, would go to the Avatar state and die, and therefore the cycle would be
like,
over?
It's just like, oh, hey, look, you're dying. Let me go into Avatar state to save you for the next 100 years.
Like, remember how Avatar Roku died? He was poisoned through inhaling all that volcanic fumes. Wouldn't he go to the Avatar state and be like, oh my god, I'm dying?
No, I'm guessing at some point, like...
Would it be a control thing?
No, at some point, Rava is just like, you're dying because of this. I know you are, so...
But wouldn't Rava at this point be like... Maybe Rava has no control after...
Maybe not. I don't know.
I mean, that's what I found kind of weird. Like, I mean, Aang was about to die, like, at the end when he got freaking spiked through the thing.
Yeah, but then he did want Avatar state, yeah.
But then he had control of it afterwards. But... Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I guess it's plausible. Like, the Avatar's about to die, therefore her natural, like, powers, like, freaking kick in to keep her alive.
Yeah.
But it kind of makes me wonder, like, how every other Avatar, I guess their death must have been immediate, because then the Avatar state didn't activate.
Yeah, because that poison, like, takes time and shit. So there's, like...
But then again, that's what I'm saying. When Avatar Roku died due to volcanic fumes...
fucking quick. And he was already an old guy. Like, I bet you the Avatar state is like, he's gonna die of natural death any day now.
But that means we're saying that the Avatar state is sentient. Like, it knows when or when not to kick in.
Yeah.
And that's right. We know that the Avatar state is because of Rava.
Yeah,
and Rava is sentient.
Yeah.
But then now, if she's inside the Avatar, is she no longer just herself? Is she... whatever.
Whatever.
Basically, with the context of the story, we know that apparently, if the Avatar is close to death, the Avatar state will kick in.
Yeah. Which you think is stupid, whatever.
Yeah.
We'll let her fly.
We'll just let it go. Whatever. Anyways.
Alright, so whatever. So,
So then the final battle ensues where everyone goes like, what the fuck? She's actually fighting back?
Yeah.
And freaking Korra just chases after Zahir, and then everyone gets their rematch.
Yeah.
Freaking Mako versus Minghua.
Yeah, the water lady, because nobody fucking knows the name.
Minghua.
Yeah, I know, nobody fucking knows the name.
It's water. Wawa. Wawa.
Oh my god, you're stupid. Nobody fucking knows the name. So the water lady, the arm squid lady, goes against Mako, and Bolin goes against
versus
Magma guy.
Gazan.
Whatever the fuck.
Freaking, so it was awesome. It's rematch for everyone.
Yeah.
Definitely. So freaking, let's talk about each... Wait. Where the fuck was Tarlok? Tarlok went with freaking Bolin and Mako. Did he just run outside to chase after Korra?
Yeah, he was just like, oh, fuck Korra. So he was just like, we gotta help her.
It's just like... Well, they're kind of like now battling in the sky. It's kind of like difficult for me. I can't join in. It's like seeing gods fighting.
Yeah, exactly.
Because I can't do nothing.
It's literally Dragon Ball Z. So they're like, we gotta help her.
It's like the end of the Avatar.
Yeah.
Freaking
like every Power Ranger thing. Like at the end, it's just like everything is short. But yeah, no, like they were flying around, and then he went outside and be like,
let's talk about the minor fights first. Bolin versus... Well, no, let's talk about Mako.
Minors? Those aren't fucking minor.
No, but minor compared to Avatar and
whatever.
Zahir. Freaking Mako versus Minghua. Freaking...
It's smart. Very smart.
Yeah, dude.
Mako's
freaking...
part.
Throughout this season, we're starting to see that freaking Mako's actually a pretty intelligent person.
Yeah.
Like, pretty fucking smart. But... Not good with relationships, but he's pretty fucking smart.
Right?
Freaking... he freaking evaporates all of Minggua's water.
Yeah.
Through their fight. And he's like, "You're fucking done, bitch." And then she's like, "Fuck no." She dips herself into like an underground cavern of water.
She jumps into an underground cavern of water.
Yeah, freaking Mako follows, and we're all like, "Mako,
I know.
no!
Like,
What the fuck?
It's a fucking trap!" But then he's like, "No, bitch!" And he jumps out of the water and fucking shoots lightning.
Yep. He freaking hangs onto a pole, like I don't know, 2 pillars of earth.
Yeah,
and freaking lightning shoots
lightning at it, and like for some reason that shocked me because I completely forgot he could fucking.
Yeah, dude, he hasn't used it in a while.
I completely forgot he could lightning bend. So when he did that,
makes me think like, why didn't he do that like when their first encounter?
Yeah, I know, right?
Anyways,
whatever. I
so
let it fly.
Did he or did he not kill her?
I say he did.
He did?
I think so.
You think she's dead?
Yeah, because look, like throughout the last Airbender, like whenever they talk about lightning, they're
lightning,
like,
you're fucking dead.
They're like the second is direct hit and it goes through the heart, you're done, you're dead.
But he didn't shoot at the heart. He shot directly at the at the water.
But it still goes up and like it currents. So like,
yeah, she's fucking dead.
I say she's dead. And then all right, so let's go to Bolin.
Wait. Before that, did you see Mako's reaction? He was just kind of like, "Oh shit!"
Yeah.
Like, do you think it's like, "Oh fuck, I killed her," or was he just like relieved, like, "Oh, she's fucking dead"?
No, I think he was just like, "I had to kill her." Shit. And then he went back up to help Bolin.
Yeah.
He was I think throughout his mind, he was like, I know it was the right thing, but something different could have come. Because he's a cop. Yeah, he has to arrest people. He doesn't want to kill people.
A cop on occasions, during times of danger, would probably have to kill.
Like in NY.
Yeah, let's not talk about actual issues. But a cop in the actual situation... In an actual situation of danger, would probably have to kill eventually.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm pretty sure that was the first time he killed somebody.
Oh fuck yeah! That was the first time he killed someone.
Yeah. So
what's gonna go through it? Well, no, he's actually fine with it.
Yeah, apparently. He doesn't care.
So
like again, he had to, unless he would have died. It was no like
that bitch kills.
Yeah, exactly.
Every time she attacks, it's always for kill.
Yeah, like all her hits are either to the head or neck or whatever the fuck, like really hard.
She either turns her fucking weapons into a spear or a scythe, anything to impale her enemies.
Yeah,
fucking, she's a killer. She's a psychopath.
All right, now let's go to Bolin and Magma guy.
And Gazan.
And freaking, once they started fighting, Bolin was like, "Now I have a new trick up my sleeve," and also started magma bending. He was like, "All right, let's see what you can do."
Yeah, freaking Gazan feels like the type who loves fighting.
Yeah, definitely.
He's just like, "Oh man, you can lava bend now? That's fucking awesome, dude. We're gonna fucking go at it." Freaking.
But then like he kind of like quits magma bending, and like after the first 3 throws, and then they just both started regular earth bending.
Oh no, they were lava bending until the end.
No, they weren't.
Yeah, they were. It was the last hit. He tried to lift up the earth, and then Mako comes in with like fire, like when that interrupts him. Then after that, he kept bringing up earth bending to try to like block their attacks. But freaking Mako and Bolin pair back to the usual like pro bending.
Yeah, exactly.
Goes like do
yeah,
like
of course.
Freaking boxing style like bending, and then just fucking kick his ass.
Yeah.
And then he does what I feel is the stupidest thing. Like he's like,
no, I completely understand why he would do that.
I understand too, but I don't.
I definitely.
But the fact is,
dead.
Did he die?
I think so.
I don't think so.
I think so.
I feel like if he's dead, that's the stupidest thing ever.
One of the members died. He is almost 100% sure. The second he sees
but
Mako,
he's part of a grand secret organization.
What is his grand scheme? If the people who he has done the scheme with and he's cared about the main people, the people that seem that could take over the world and shit, couldn't take down the Avatar. What would he expect from the Red Lords? So they probably wouldn't take it down, and he lost hope.
He says, "I'm not gonna go to jail again." So would he rather just die?
Yeah, definitely. He was locked up. What, 13 years? 14
13 years. It was 13 years. Good guess. I can't believe you remember.
And I remember it was like 13, 14. And he was locked up for 13 years. He was bored out of his fucking mind. Of course he wouldn't want to go back there. He'd rather take death. Once he joined the Red Lotus, he is committed to either completing his mission or dying. And he was just like, I'm not going back to jail for the rest of my life, because I know Zahir will never be able to get us out and the whole group again, because they're all dead. So he rather take the route of just being with his friends and go to hell.
Yeah, but that's the thing. When he was like, I'm not gonna die, I'm gonna take you guys with me. But then he doesn't, because freaking Bolin easily, like, earth elevators out of there.
Yeah.
And it's just like, oh, well, good job, Kazan. You actually didn't take down anyone with you. You kind of just took down yourself. And possibly Minghua, if she was still alive. Because now she was just gonna, like, lava all over her.
I think he killed himself.
I'd say that was a stupid death, because if he was really gonna take anybody with him, he did a poor job of doing that. Yeah, that is true. He's just like, well, fuck.
Like, let me take you all down with me. Oh, I guess I'm the only one down.
I don't know. I feel like it's possible he could have escaped. It's just that, like, the Avatar, the entire show, even though they're dead, it's not always obvious. Look, unless it's really obvious.
This show is full of suicides. I think he died.
Yeah, it is. It is full of suicides. All right. Yeah, you're right. We're probably never gonna see Kazan again. I'd say, like, that was dumb. He could have easily just earthbended a hole and just kept going through the mountain until he was free, while using the lava as a distraction. But maybe. But then he would have had to
be on a run the whole time and everything. No, he decided to take the easy route out and just kill himself.
He could just hide out with the other Red Lotus guys.
Oh yeah, you got a point. Whatever. I think he killed himself. Whatever. Let's go to the Zahir.
You're right. This is the ending for all of them. Yeah. Except for Zahir, who's going to jail. So he's most likely dead. Though I thought it was dumb, but whatever. He's dead.
Zahir and Korra.
Super Saiyan 5.
Yeah, that was basically Dragon Ball Z.
It's like the ending of Avatar with Aang versus I forget his name. Lord
Ozai, there you go. You were fucking talking and I was like getting it. It was like tip of my tongue. Fire Lord Ozai.
Yeah, they were basically trying to get back that same excitement.
I definitely felt that same feeling. But no, I felt like they were trying to go like that. I felt like they were trying to replicate it. I didn't get the same feeling as I did with the first Last Airbender fight.
I say it was still fucking awesome.
It was great, but for some reason I don't think it was. It wasn't
as great as Aang versus Ozai, but whatever. It was good. It was still fucking good.
It was good.
People are saying, like, the action in Avatar is actually better than most action in any live action movie or television.
Live action movie and no fucking shit.
Like, of course, you can't imitate that kind of action.
Yeah, they retarded. That's like, what?
I mean, it would look super ungenuine in freaking live action. Shit.
These type of things are...
We haven't seen Man of Steel, which basically is exactly what this is. Superman and Zod, like...
I don't think they'll still be able to pull that shit off. Being able to, like, take chunks of rocks out of mountains and shit. No. They wouldn't be able to pull this shit off.
Not if they get Nick to do the movie and M. Night Shyamalan, that's for sure. Anyways.
Alright, whatever. The fight. Cool and everything. The only important part of that fight was all the airbenders coming together making a tornado.
Well, no. Korra being fucking pissed. She was out to kill.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Because when she was even chained up, she was like, if I get out of this, none of you are going out alive. Oh, yeah. No, she was threatening them with death.
Yeah, no doubt, because she thought he killed her father and everything.
And she still didn't know. She still freaking went after Zahir to kill him.
Yeah, no doubt.
Oh, my God. How many times... did she break her bones in that battle?
Oh yeah, man? A lot. That's what I was gonna say. The other part was that when she fell,
it was brutal.
Yeah, when she fell all the way down, that's when she broke her back or her legs or something, and that's why she's crippled. Boom, boom, boom.
It could be she's just recovering from the poison. She can't move.
Nah, I think she broke her bones.
Yeah, I would say crippled. Also like she broke her bones because who the fuck doesn't break their bones from that?
It was 2 weeks later. And after she fell from that like huge height, she did not get up again.
Yeah, we never saw her walking. Yeah, exactly. So, yeah, dude, she probably broke everything, man. And even then, she didn't really do much damage to Zahir. Yeah. Zahir was still fucking,
he
able
was
to
ready
fight.
To go.
It was just, like, one mistake that caused him to get captured. Yeah.
I think, like, one of the blows that got him weak was, like, at the very end when I think she got him in a chain or something. Just...
Yeah, that was it. Yeah, that was the final blow.
Yeah.
Or that was the more, like, important hit that actually brought his downfall.
Meant something, yeah.
Unlike it, yeah.
Alright, so whatever, the fight. She broke her legs and everything, and the poison was making her weak, so she couldn't do anything good to here.
Anyways.
The airbender... Wait, let me just explain. The airbenders made a tornado, sucked him in. He got one hit blow. He got trapped. This is one of my least favorite parts of the whole episode.
Like, they made a joke out of Zahir?
Yeah, they made Zahir seem like a child at the end. Like, throughout the whole thing, he was like this very educated man, and he's just like, he's very like...
he's calm, calculating.
He's calm. Yeah, exactly.
He knows that he's probably going to succeed.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
This dude had a messiah complex.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, he's just like, airbending chose me, so I know that my path is right. Like, that was his whole thing.
So he thought he was all good and everything, and then fucking, like... he got trapped and he was like...
At the end he freaked out.
Yeah, he was like, it doesn't matter, Korra's still there, ha ha ha, I won. And then freaking Jinora was like, oh, she got poisoned by metal, you could take it out. So Sue, right?
Yep, so
took it out, and then he was like, no, I was supposed to win, blah, blah,
he's
blah.
Basically, no, what he was like, no, stop, you guys don't understand, the revolution has started.
Yeah.
Shit's changing, man, you can't fucking stop that. And then Bolin stuffs the sock in his mouth,
exactly.
Which, whose sock is that or whatever?
And I'm just like, that is retarded. Like, I mean, I hated that scene.
It's kind of like, Zahir's obviously insane.
Yeah.
Like, he sees himself as some kind of messiah throughout the entire season.
I guess...
I guess at the end, when things are not working out, things did not work out how he expected, he was just, like, freaking out.
I guess that was how, like, the writers were like, this is how we show he was finally defeated, because he mentally snapped.
Yeah, he totally snapped. I mean, like, he was, like, calmly insane. But now he's just fucking... He just went insane when he saw nothing worked out.
Yeah.
But anyways,
right.
The way he was defeated was that all the airbenders got together and fucking kicked his ass.
Yeah, exactly.
And with the combined force of the Avatar, boom, it was over.
Whatever. So Korra, the last scene, not the last scene, the scene where they were all in that area with...
Before we get to that, I want to mention something. When Tenzin was fighting Zahir, I was thinking to myself, wouldn't it be cool that this time it wasn't the Avatar that defeated Zahir? It was just... like somebody else, like Tenzin. Which is exactly what happened. So I'm glad that my expectations were met on that mark.
Yeah.
Because it really kind of brought home the fact that like Korra's fear when she was poisoned.
We're gonna talk about that.
Yeah,
later.
we are gonna talk about that. All right. So the ending. Freaking Korra looks fucking messed up. She looks depressed as fuck. Asami's like, we can talk about this if you have a problem. And she's like, kind of silent.
And like, wait, hold up. First scene, we see her sitting. We do not know she's in a wheelchair. And like, she has these bags on her eyes.
Yeah, no, we actually don't see the bags. The camera was lifted up to half her eyes when freaking Asami was like fixing her up for like the Janora's ceremony.
I didn't assume anything bad.
Yeah, me neither.
She's just doing her makeup and everything, and then they kind of
like it was gonna be a happy moment. Exactly. She's gonna look like a princess or whatever.
Exactly. And then they zoom out and like she's in a wheelchair. And
she's in a wheelchair, bags on her eyes. She just fucking looks messed up.
I'm just like, holy fucking shit, what? So like that took me by surprise. I was just like, holy shit, she's
and then they mentioned it's been 2 weeks.
They mentioned it was 2 weeks. So like,
who knows how long she's gonna be like that.
Yeah, exactly. I have a feeling like halfway through 4th season, like she's gonna start like
it's not really gonna concentrate much on the Avatar.
Yeah, I don't think so. Okay, but whatever. We won't talk about this. That's only 3rd season we're talking about right now. So we see her all depressed and everything. So then she's just like, oh, it's Janora's like ceremony.
Yeah,
like,
a ceremony.
Gonna get her
like
tattoos.
You gotta be. Let's try to be a bit more happy today. And she's just like, yeah, you're right. It's for Janora. And then when they went up to the thing, freaking the president being like a bitch, he is being like, well, thank you, Avatar, for taking care of those terrorists. And Korra didn't even respond to him. She's like, whatever.
And then he was like, but who else will take care of the terrorists now?
He's just like, now we know there's an entire organization out there going after world leaders. Like,
exactly.
Who's going to stop these terrorists if the Avatar's not there
and then
when we need her most?
That's when Tenzin had an idea.
Yeah, he's just like, Like we can literally see the light bulb above his head.
Like we know he had an idea. Like the second we saw his face,
his gears were turning.
So they enter.
Yep, we see the whole ceremony, which I think was beautiful.
Yeah, it was great.
It's fucking beautiful. Yeah. Like the environment.
Yeah.
The this candles. I guess they were aroma candles with the freaking smoke, and they were bending the smoke around and everything.
It was great.
Freaking Tenzin being like, "Thank you, Avatar. Without you, Aang's dream would not have been possible.
Yeah.
We would not be saved from like Zahir or whatever. And we're gonna follow in your footsteps. Air nomads will no longer be confined to one temple. We will now go back to our natural roots and wander the world
and be nomads.
and protect the world as we wander around."
And then this is very important. He says we will do the Avatar's job.
Yeah, he was just like, we will honor the Avatar's goal of bringing balance to the world by doing it ourselves.
Yeah, and then very last scene, she sheds a tear.
But before that, freaking Jinora.
Oh yeah, she takes off her robe and everything,
and we see that she's shaved. She got tattooed. She's basically Aang.
And I was like, wow, Aang. She looks a lot like Aang. So Aang looks like a girl.
And basically, she's growing up. She's now a master airbender.
Oh yeah,
a certified master airbender.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so I want you to say what you thought first of what that tear meant.
Before that, everyone's all clapping, and we do see her like shed a tear, but no smile, nothing.
Just single tear.
Shed a tear.
All right, so you say what you thought first, and then I'll say what I thought afterwards.
I was like, oh my god. Like, I was shocked that was literally the last scene.
Yeah.
Her not smiling, just a tear shed.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is the most fucked up thing ever. I can't believe they ended it on that.
Yeah.
Holy shit. Like, I kept repeating the scene over and over and over again. And being like, my god, this is fucked up. Like, I was like, this isn't a sad note. It's not, right? I kept like rationalizing it in my head. No, she's actually crying because she's proud of Jinora. Except, no, she doesn't look happy at all or proud.
Yeah.
It's like, and I was just like, I don't know. Like, she doesn't look like she's crying out of happiness. She's sad.
Yeah.
She's fucking depressed.
Yeah.
And it's just like, why? How? Like, we both know why.
Yeah.
And it's just like, holy shit, this is fucked up.
Alright, so are you going to continue or should I go? Because I'm really fucking excited talking this.
That was basically my impression. It was fucked up. So go.
Alright, so for some reason he didn't think of this, but I did. So
yeah, no. I did thought of it, but then
I brought up a certain point that made it like clear.
Yeah, it all connected. I had like one piece of the puzzle. I was just like, I know this is what triggered it. But then, what is she feeling because of that? And then you just brought it together, and then I was like, oh, it makes perfect sense.
Right, so when the poison was administered, she got like these flashbacks of all her like past like people against her, and she was just, and all of them kept on saying the Avatar isn't needed. The
Avatar's not needed.
Yeah, the age of the Avatar is over. You're not needed. You're not welcome, and everything, and like. That obviously made her depressed. And even these people, the Zahir and everything, was like, the Avatar is not needed.
That is literally her vision. Like, nobody instilled that in her. That is her fear.
Exactly.
Brought up to her from all the villains that she's fought.
So she's already scared that she's not needed. And she sees that Zahir and also are about to kill her and she's not needed. Now that she wasn't the one who ultimately defeated Zahir. Yeah, no. It was the airbenders, which we're gonna come up with. All right, so during the ceremony, freaking Tenzin says that we are going to take over the job of the Avatar, basically solidifying that the Avatar is not needed anymore. She is crippled, she can't do her job, and now somebody else is taking it over.
Yeah.
She is not needed anymore. And that solidified it in her mind that she was just like, I'm crippled.
Yeah, I'm not needed.
I'm not needed.
I'm not useful to anyone
anymore. Exactly.
I'm just not needed.
I'm just this crippled kid now. I'm not needed at all. They were right. The Avatar's gone. I'm not needed at all. So that's why I think she said she shed that tear.
The world can move on without me.
Exactly.
I'm just not needed.
Exactly. She's just like, I'm just here now.
That is her depression. That's why she cried.
Yeah.
She is not needed anymore. Is basically everything, because she grew up being brought up that she's the Avatar.
Yeah.
Even when she learned she was the Avatar, she was so proud of it. Even as a little kid, like, she freaking jumped out. She was just like, I'm the Avatar, deal with it. And she's just like, she was proud of what she was.
Yeah, exactly.
And everyone, like, she was just sheltered,
trained
to be the savior of the world. And she, right from the beginning, from going to Republic City to her entire personality, is all that I am great.
Yeah, exactly. And
I am a fighter. I am the Avatar.
Like, I am needed. I'm the most important thing ever. The Avatar is needed to create balance, and I'm one of the most important people. But then every
season a villain basically telling her she is not needed.
Yeah, exactly. So
breaking her down from everything she was raised up to be.
Yeah.
And it's just like her world crumbled.
Her world crumbled.
And I pray to God, please, please let this be true. There's no way that her crying did not represent the fact that she was not needed.
Of course not.
I feel like this is exactly what the writers are leading up to.
I'm pretty sure. Because holy shit. Because like from her birth, it was like, you're the most important thing. To going from the first season, all the evil villains, every single one was like, you're not needed. You are not important at all. And it's crushed her until this very point where she has completely realized and has come to realize that, oh my God, I'm not needed.
Writers of Avatar, please, I swear to fucking God, if you don't freaking lead up with this idea in mind, I'm going to fucking go insane.
I'm gonna flip some shit, because like,
because that seems like the most obvious thing to lead up to.
Yeah, I know, right? But like,
I don't care if the fourth season is gonna be depressing as fuck with Korra being depressed.
No, make it depressing. I think it'll be great.
I'm pretty sure the fourth season she's gonna be super depressed, and then something's gonna light her up again.
I'm pretty sure.
Most likely. They can't end
something
it on
with a metal bending, I'm pretty sure.
Well, no, not metal bending. But just something in herself in general.
Yeah.
But fuck, man. I was just like, damn it. Yeah, holy shit.
So I think
that ending.
I think that was why she shed the tear. And I'm really excited to find out what the fuck happens in season 4.
Oh,
this was one of the best seasons of Korra so far. I loved it. It was fucking great.
It was almost better than some of Avatar seasons. The first Airbender. Yeah,
I think so.
It was way better than the first season of Avatar.
It was short and sweet and straight to the story. Great. Yeah. I loved it.
People are saying this is the best season of Avatar in general. Which I'm like, I guess? I feel like it's borderline.
It's definitely borderline. At the top. It's definitely at the top.
Borderline. Shit, I feel like I had more to say about that. Oh yeah. The title of the season, Change.
Oh, Change.
It might not be. Yeah. It might not signify change of the world, but change in Korra.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly.
In the Avatar herself.
And we seeing her in a wheelchair. That's a change. We seeing her being depressed as fuck, which is usually like this happy girl. That's a change.
Like prideful.
Stop hitting that. We're sorry about that. But oh my God, like her being like prideful and being proud that she's the Avatar, to her changing to being depressed and sad that she's the Avatar, and knowing that she's not needed anymore. Holy fucking shit!
That's it. That has to be the hidden meaning in that freaking season.
It's not even a hidden meaning.
It's not change of the world, is change in Korra.
Because like we focus so much like it's the revolution.
Well, actually, it could be a change about everything.
Yeah, it could be a change like.
But I feel like specifically Korra. It's like, a change in Korra.
Like it's a change in Korra, and like we see that there's a change in the world because of the Airbenders. We see that there's a change in the revolution because there is a revolution.
But I feel like the main thing is just a change in Korra. That's basically what this is signifying.
But the most important thing, what I think, was that there was a change in Korra in her whole like everything. But yeah, so like it's fucking, I love the season. I love it so much.
Yeah, dude, it's so fucking good.
We had a moment of silence there.
Yeah. Oh my God, man. So all right, now that we know what we feel about the finale, which I feel was fucking brilliant, now we're going to talk about what we feel about everyone else in season 3 in general. Just talk about the characters in season 3. Like,
oh my God, we've been going off for like 1 hour. Should we continue?
Really? Yeah. 1 hour?
Yeah.
Oh my God. Yeah, we have the fire. We could just split this in half if we want to, but whatever. Now the characters. Freaking, let's not talk about the main things first. Let's talk about like... Oh man, me too. Break.
Wait, no, I
don't pause it. We could just shorten up the video afterwards.
Okay, what do you want to talk about?
The characters.
Oh, the characters. How we feel about them? I'm gonna mention about Bolin and everything, and how I feel about like Bolin was definitely like replacing Mako. Not like character wise. Okay, whatever.
Okay. All right. So now we're gonna talk about the characters. I guess we'll leave Korra and the villains for last.
Yeah,
Let's talk about everyone else. So I feel like one person who got definitely the spotlight in this season was Bolin.
Yeah, definitely.
Not only that, but I feel like Bolin was the funniest ever in this season.
Yeah,
he was just fucking
I loved
hilarious.
Bolin in this season. He was great.
Bolin was like the secondary star of this season.
Yeah, definitely. Like how Mako was the first and second season.
No, I feel like Mako was kind of bullshit in my opinion.
Oh, this season?
No, not this season. I feel like Mako was the best in this season.
Oh, yeah,
I feel like Mako was kind of bullshit in the first two seasons.
Yeah, but whatever. But I'm saying
being like the instigator of a love triangle. And this guy actually cheating on Korra at the finale. Whatever.
But which cut? So
well, not cheating on Korra, cheating on Asami in the finale.
Right,
anyways, so Bolin. He was fucking funny.
Yeah. I loved Bolin. He was great in this season. Yeah, just loved him all around.
But other than that, not much development.
No.
I mean, like, maybe he gains more relationships.
He gains more relationships
with Sue's daughter.
Yeah, and he learns a new bending technique, which is pretty goddamn important.
But other than that, not really much change. He was just, I feel like he was just the best in this season in terms of comedy. And I guess in terms of usefulness, I don't know.
I don't think Bolin needs to develop more. He's the comedy guy of the group, and I think he could stick with that.
In terms of development, I feel like Bolin is complete. Yeah, there's not really much change to him at all.
I mean, like they can go somewhere with it, but I don't see it.
Other than developing more relationships and more abilities, other than that, I feel like personality-wise, Bolin doesn't need to change.
Yeah, I don't think so.
He's good as he is.
Stick with the comedy act and everything. He's good like that.
Yeah. Oh man, but when Bolin learns because we were like freaking tricked. We know that Bolin's gonna gain a secondary ability.
Oh yeah.
Through metal bending, we were like, he's gonna metal bend. Yeah, he's gonna metal bend for sure. Yeah. But in the end, learning how to lava bend, even though it's kind of bullshit in my opinion, kind of conveniently bullshit, but still fucking awesome.
What I kind of didn't like about that was that this was the first time we've ever seen lava bending before.
Yeah, we didn't know it existed.
Yeah, exactly.
We knew combustion bending existed.
Yeah. We
were hinted at freaking floating.
Yeah, we were hinting at floating, but we never knew about lava ever before in any of the series.
Which is like, how does that work?
Yeah, I don't know. But like,
I have a theory on how it works.
You said it spins super fast, but I don't think so.
No. Other than that. But we'll talk about that later.
But yeah, it's like that's the first time we ever see it, and then it so happens that the character one of the main
life or death situation, he had to do it.
He had to do it, and he somehow was able to bend it. I kind of find it a little bullshit because like throughout his whole life, he was just like, "Oh, I don't know about this technique. Oh, I suddenly see this technique." No.
He did know about lava bending. He talked about it like it was a thing that people can do. Because when he first saw Gazan do lava bending in their first encounter, he was like, "Oh my god, he's lava bending! That is amazingly awful for us."
Yeah.
And which is funny. So basically, people knew about lava bending, or at least Bolin did. So he knew it existed.
I mean, like, he should have tried.
The viewers didn't know until Gazan did it, but apparently there probably was other lava benders, but. Yeah, so lava bending is actually a subset of earth bending, which Bolin managed to learn. And I basically think that's all we can say about Bolin. Yeah. They really concentrate a lot on Bolin because he was super funny this time.
Let's try to wrap this up in like 30 minutes.
Try? I don't even think so. It's probably going to take another hour.
No. Dude.
Alright, we'll try.
Jesus Christ.
We'll try. It doesn't matter. So... Now let's talk about Mako.
Okay, Mako.
Mako this time I feel like was his best.
Yeah, I
feel
Mako
like was his best. I mean, even though he didn't get much, it was still I feel his best, which is kind of bad. It's kind of bad that the least he
had his awkward moments and everything, but I felt like he was more mature this season and everything. I liked him in general because
let's say in terms of character development, we see that he has drifted away from his
relationships
friends.
And everything. He's from
not
everybody.
Really, not really wanting to deal with the awkwardness.
Exactly. He's just like, you know what? These people remind me of something that I don't want to be reminded of, and he says fuck it. So he dedicates all his time to his police work and everything. And I say he's become more mature.
Oh yeah, everything. Dude, he's totally become more mature. Not even that, but more intelligent too.
Yeah. He also was like thinking of plans how to help Korra and everything.
Yeah,
and, like,
I mean,
get to hear.
We knew he was intelligent from the second season when he planned his whole arrest of what's his name? I forget. The funny dude who was like a villain in the second season.
He's your like favorite character too.
Oh man, I loved him.
He comes back to this.
He's like the funny guy. Yeah, he does come back. But freaking Mako, we see that he's a lot more intelligent this time.
Yeah.
I mean, in terms of relationship with his peers, he's still close to his brother.
Yeah.
He's still close to Korra and Asami. But he has like that awkwardness. Like, I dated these guys and I broken up with them. Yeah. And I don't know if there's a strain in our relationship or not. But apparently, no. And we still see that they probably all still like each other. Asami, Korra, and Mako.
Yeah, definitely.
But other than that, we can see that freaking Mako's turning into a really good policeman.
Yeah.
Everything from stakeouts to creating the plans of like, we can't confront Zahir, but we can like spy on him to see what he's doing.
Yeah. So I definitely like how he's been going lately.
Yeah, man. Mako's turning up really well. Like at first, I liked Mako, and because I guess he was just cool.
Oh, Varric.
Oh, Varric. Yeah, he was the funny guy. Now that he found out like the truth seer in the Metal City was actually the liar.
Oh yeah,
because he like deduced everything. He was like the guard cannot have been the guy who betrayed it.
Yeah.
The guy is literally 18 years old, has lived here his entire life, and freaking Zahir and his group has been in jail for 13 years.
Yeah.
The guy would literally be 5 years old. He would not have met these guys at all.
His detective work is great because like he realized that something was wrong, and then he like took it step by step, and then he was just like, we had to go to that guy's house, and then once they did, they saw that their scuff mark where the thing was, so like moving, and he figured everything out.
He's basically turning out to be a good detective, and I'm glad they're taking Mako in this direction of actually turning him more of a detective, more of an intelligent guy than he first seemed to be. Oh man. So yeah, I feel like Mako and Bolin has definitely been at their best, though they weren't really much of a focus in this season.
I don't care, but when they were a focus, whenever they were great.
They were fucking good.
Yeah, I loved it.
Asami, I feel like Asami and Korra have become way closer in this season.
Yeah, of course they have.
Like they've developed into like, we're like best girl buddies.
Yeah, her teaching her how to drive.
Just accompanying her.
Yeah, like, accompanying her and everything. Yeah.
Man, they've just become really close.
Yeah,
and
they definitely.
I really like that. Because I was like, I hope they're not just... Because at the beginning it seemed like, they were just going to be the rival, rival love interest.
Yeah. Well, and then afterwards they were kind of just like, it's kind of stupid that we're fighting over the same guy. Hey, we're best buddies now.
Yeah, they were just like...
And they even make fun of it.
Yeah, they were like, while you were dating him, I kissed him. It was just like, yeah, when you were dating him, I kissed him too. It was like, what? It was like, I'm sorry, I thought you knew. It was just like, no, I'm just joking on you. It was just like they're turning into like the best pals, and I fucking love it.
Yeah.
Now that Asami is just a fucking fountain of resourcefulness.
Yeah, I know, right? She owns a company.
She can drive a plane. She can fix not plane, but it's like blimp. She could drive it, fix it.
Yeah.
She can see the faults in like design.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
She's
a genius. And now that she fucking kicks ass also without her bending.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, wait, she doesn't bend. She uses her own technology from her company. Oh, yeah.
She just uses her own technology and resourcefulness.
Yeah.
And that's fucking awesome how freaking she's not limited by the fact that she's not a bender.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. Freaking Asami has been really useful this season.
Yeah, I like
which is
Asami
great because I'm like, again, in the previous 2 seasons, I didn't really like Asami.
I feel like
not that I didn't really like her, but she wasn't that great of a character. She was, again, the love interest.
I definitely like what they did with actually every character so far in the season. Like Lynn.
No, except maybe one thing, except for Lynn. Like when how she got her scars, that was kind of bullshit. I'm like, how could she have possibly gotten those scars? I was like, oh, her sister like freaking caught her whip thingy, and she didn't think to bend them out of the way or jump out of the way.
Yeah, like
she just got hit, and like it's just like, oh, this is the worst pain I've ever felt.
I was definitely disappointed by how she got those scars. I don't know how I got these scars.
The motivation. Lynn's entire motivation for her entire life is just to get like
back at
acceptance of her mother, freaking Toph. Which kind of is like, what the fuck, Toph? Did you not love your children enough?
Like, I know you ran away from your parents and your parents didn't love you enough. But...
No, they totally did love her. They just like sheltered her.
Yeah, they sheltered, and that was a problem. They gave them too much. She gave her too much freedom.
She was like completely restricted by her parents.
Yeah.
So she decided to do the opposite because that's what she wanted. But because of that, she probably never actually became close.
Yeah, definitely.
With her children. She was like, I give them all the freedom they need. And me being there might restrict some of that freedom. Yeah. So I can't get involved with my children. That's probably Toph's mindset.
Yeah, most likely. Was it ever concluded that Toph was dead? It was, right?
No.
They never said she was dead.
They said she's traveling around the world and searching for enlightenment.
And nobody has ever seen her since.
Nope. She could be dead in the street somewhere.
She's probably dead.
No. But the thing is, if we do see her again, she's probably going to be like an old woman.
Yeah, like 1,000 years old. Jesus Christ.
I hope she's still a badass, though.
Most likely.
Anyways, freaking... So we learn, like, how these people turn out the way they did. Yeah. Sue took advantage of all her freedoms.
Yeah.
While freaking Lynn was just trying to get, like... Lynn became more restrictive because she wanted Toph's acceptance.
She wanted to follow her mom's footsteps.
Yeah, because she wanted her mom to be happy with her. But in the end, I feel like maybe both of them were trying to gain Toph's attention in different ways. One for being a troublemaker and one for being just like her.
Yeah.
Which is really great. And not only that, but Toph freaking didn't stick to one dude because they're only half sisters.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Which is like, what the fuck, Toph?
Yeah, bro, Jesus Christ, Toph.
Like, not loyal.
Yeah.
It's just like, well, fuck that. If I wanted to be, like, restricted to marriage, I would have stayed with my parents when I was a little kid, whatever. So apparently we know that Toph was not one to stay in one place at one time. Who knows how many illegitimate children Toph has. Freaking, that's why she was kicked out of the police force, because freaking Toph has too many illegitimate children. Anyways, so I feel like, that was great. That was great development between the sisters, and how they just kind of like, how they resolve this is just by fighting it out with each other. And then freaking Korra's like, shouldn't I stop them? And then Bolin's like, you don't have like siblings. This is how the healing process starts. Which is like, it's true. It's just like, some people take it too far.
Yeah, exactly. No,
we don't take it too far.
We know when to stop.
We know when to stop. We fight, and then sometimes at the end we're just laughing at the end. It's just like, oh my god. So Sue and Lynn got a lot of development, and that's great.
Yeah,
that's great. I think they did really well.
I
kind of hated how they made Lynn pretty much a bitch until the very end.
Did.
I feel like they overdone it.
Yeah.
Because she was even lashing out at people who didn't deserve it. Like freaking Sue's daughter, who's just like, oh man, I've always wanted to meet you and always wanted you to be part of my family. And she's just like, get the fuck out.
Yeah, I know.
And it's just like, what the hell, Lynn? You stupid bitch.
But wasn't that the time when Lynn was kind of still feeling sick because of that thing?
No, that was before that.
Yeah, no.
That was before she was
being a
hallucinating.
complete bitch for no reason.
Yeah.
I didn't like that, though.
Yeah, I didn't like that either. She just made her a complete hard ass for no reason. More than usual. She was a hard ass, but badass.
Yeah, but this one she was just like a hard ass and being an asshole.
Yeah, just a complete asshole. Yeah. Until the end, though. Anyways, and then it was freaking Lynn who told like Sue's daughter, like, you have to live your own life. You can't just decide to do things to make your parents happy. Because the reason why Sue's daughter didn't want to leave was because she didn't want to make her mom sad. Even though I feel like Why would you fear that? Your mom's literally the most, like, free-minded person ever.
I know, right?
I'm pretty sure she would totally be like, oh, yeah, go ahead if you want to go.
For
I mean, literally,
ask.
she even said it.
Yeah.
When she was talking to Lynn, she was like, I'm not mad. I just want her to be happy. If she wanted to leave, I'd totally allow it.
Yeah.
Which is like, oh, okay. So why didn't she ever think of that?
Yeah.
Anyways, I guess that's basically it. No, we could talk about Tenzin. Which, not much to say other than he took... Oh, wait, no. At the beginning, he was trying to collect airbender. He was just like...
Oh, yeah.
Like, trying to take people away from their families.
Basically.
Like, especially, like, there was the farmer guy who learned airbender. He was just like, you have to come with us and become a complete nomad. And I was just like, oh, no. I have a family and a farm and have to feed them. It's just like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah,
You're an airbender. You have a responsibility to be an airbender. It's just
yeah.
like, no, I wasn't born into this.
Yeah.
Why would I give up everything just because it's only no airbending? It's just like, no. So we learned that Tenzin is pretty fucking desperate to rebuild the Air Nation. And we see that he's also very impatient.
Yeah.
When he was actually trying to train everyone, and he went a little bit overboard.
Yeah, he definitely is not a good trainer.
Except he did a good job with Korra, so I don't see why he...
Yeah,
I guess now he's like under the pressure.
Yeah.
Like, literally me, not my father, whose dream it was to do this. Yeah. Wow. I'm starting to notice that every kid
has daddy problems.
Who was born under like the original Team Avatar has like issues with their parents.
Except for Korra.
But she wasn't born into the original Avatar team.
Oh fuck, you're right. Katara's her grandmother?
No. Korra's not related to Katara or any of the original Team Avatar.
Are you shitting me?
Yeah.
So you're shitting me?
Yeah, they all have kind of like parent issues. Like all of Aang's kids have parent issues.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Fuck. Yeah.
Well, except for the waterbending lady, I guess.
Oh yeah.
Oh wait, no. She did also have issues. She was like, oh, freaking dad always liked Tenzin the most because it was like, you're the airbender.
Yeah, the siblings definitely like were.
Yeah, they definitely had daddy issues.
Yeah.
Top's children too.
Yeah.
I wonder how Zuko's children turned out. I mean, his daughter is the Fire Lord.
And his son is...
I don't know if we have a son.
What was the general that we saw first season?
That's not related. Oh, no.
Are you sure?
That was... I think he's like a nephew of Zuko, not the son.
I think he is.
Probably.
We'll fact
I forget.
Whatever.
Whatever happened to that guy?
I don't know, but he was really fucking badass the first time we saw him.
Yeah, where's Iroh number 2?
Yeah, I know, right?
Anyways. Man. Poor guy, he didn't get anything.
Nope.
Anyways. So, who else? Jinora. Jinora's like finally going like, Dad, what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah.
I'm grown up. I'm a fucking master airbender. And I have more spirit power than you.
Yeah,
she just like burned him. And then at the end when he was like, yeah, you know what? You've proven yourself. Go shave yourself bald, kid. Anyways. So Jinora's growing up. She's becoming a master airbender. Yeah. And you know what? I want to see more of her because like after the second season, I was like, she's definitely going to be like a way important character. Because I feel like she was like, at the end of the second season, I was like, she's going to be the next Rava or whatever. Is it Rava or?
It is Rava.
Okay, Rava, yeah. She's going to be the next Rava or whatever. But, and whatever. Kai as a character started off as an asshole and then turned good. Nothing much.
Good, nomad, whatever. He changed his ways.
He seems to be the most talented newbie airbender.
Yeah.
Which is like, okay.
He's the most talented, whatever. Alright, cool.
Alright, now let's hit up the villains? Or is there more? What about Boomy? Boomy acts like a retarded kid.
Boomy's retarded kid. Maybe mentioned him in like
the waterbending sibling, whatever. Oh my god. Well, wait, what about Zuko? Zuko didn't do much. It's almost like, why is he even here?
He isn't. He shouldn't even be.
I mean, literally all the advice he gave Korra, Iroh could have given him.
Yeah.
Given her, I mean.
Yeah.
Oh, it's just like, yeah. would you say it's fan service?
Zuko or Iroh?
Zuko. Not Iroh. Iroh has a purpose, but Zuko.
No, because he is part of the world leaders. So he had to be there.
He's not a world leader anymore.
Oh,
he's a retired world leader.
Oh, whatever, fuck him. Yeah, it's fan service.
Yeah, Zuko didn't do much. I was expecting him in a final battle. Whatever.
I wasn't.
I hope. No, if the writers don't have anything much for Zuko to do, it's better not to put him at all.
Yeah, exactly.
But whatever. Apparently, he was an important figure in bringing down Zahir and the others. Along with Sokka, which we don't know where he is. Sokka. Might be dead.
Dead, yeah.
Anyways,
Katara's old as fuck.
Katara's old. Looks just like the old lady. Just like her grandmother.
Yeah.
Anyways. Who else? I guess we could just move on to the villains now.
I think so.
The villains. We're going to talk about Zahir last between the villains.
Alright.
Let's talk about... Choose any of the villains. Name them.
Molten guy. We barely know anything about him. Next.
Okay, you know what? I feel like we could talk about all of them all at once. They're basically just the badass villains that seem like the most threatening thing ever, except we'll never
know about
throughout the entire series know about their past or even remember their names.
Yeah.
Which is kind of like they're not really that developed. I feel like they are, but they're developed in the most minimalist ways.
Yeah, like that scene where they had Mako and Bolin trapped in a truck, and they were talking back and forth, the water lady and the earth guy. They were just talking back and forth and everything, and just like, okay, they're building some type of character.
Yeah, they're making them into at least human.
Yeah. They're
making them human rather than just walking power trucks.
Yeah.
But the thing is, we even got that in the beginning. Like, they almost seem like they're not really like... Zahir's the leader and they are the henchmen. It's more like they're all partners.
Yeah.
Because even at the beginning, they seem like kind of like almost like friends.
Yeah, of course they are.
Like when they freed each other and all this stuff, and then at the end when they're all in the car, when they first say Pai Li, Zahir are kissing, and then Ghazan is just like, "Really, guys, here now."
Yeah.
And it's just like they definitely humanize them to the
definitely.
point where it's just like, oh, they're kind of likable.
They're just friends that kill.
Yeah, they're friends who have a mission that they don't think is wrong.
Yeah.
They obviously don't see themselves as the bad guy.
Yeah, of course not. They're like, we're helping the world.
We're the guys with mission.
Yeah.
And I guess when we talk about Ghazan, I feel like he's just the guy who loves to fight.
Yeah,
like definitely like throughout his fights, he definitely seems to be enjoying himself.
Yeah.
And when the last battle with Bolin, he was like laughing, like, I remember the results of the last battle. I know how this is going to turn out. And then at the end, when he learned that he can lava bend, he was like, oh man, I guess this fight just got more interesting. Exactly. So we learned that he actually enjoys fighting.
He enjoys fighting and everything.
He enjoys fighting. That's part of his character.
I'm pretty sure him and the water lady got a thing going.
Probably. Most likely. It's implied. It's not for sure, but...
Well, now we'll never know because they're dead.
And at the end, the last thing we learn about him is that he doesn't not want to go back to prison.
Yeah, definitely. He'd rather kill himself instead of going to prison.
Alright, Minghua, though. I feel like we could talk about Minghua a lot, so I'll save that for later.
Water lady?
Yeah.
Oh.
Pai Li.
Pai Li, she's a combustion lady. She has a thing for Zahir.
She's just like very loyal and in love with Zahir, and basically we know a bit of her backstory.
Yeah, she was saved as a child.
She's a child who was being like brought up as a war machine by some kind of warlord apparently. Yeah. And Zahir saved her.
Zahir saves her somehow.
Which is what brings up like her loyalty.
Yeah.
Like, she's very loyal to the group and whatever. And basically in the group dynamic, she's like the sniper. She's the one who stays in the background, not really in the confrontational, but like the person who's like in the background firing off like her combustion blast while everyone else is in the front line. Minghua, fucking psychopath.
She definitely is.
Like,
because
like we don't get much about her. I feel like we get the least about her, except in her fighting.
Yeah, definitely. Like every shot she takes is definitely like a very hard hitting blow that she's ready to kill.
Like every hit she like tries to get into is like a kill.
Yeah,
it's a fucking kill. Freaking making her freaking water like razor sharp. freaking make it into ice, threatening someone by like being like, "I'm gonna stab you, dude. I'm gonna stab you." Freaking, we know that she's a fucking psychopath who, like, is also impatient as fuck. Yeah. Like, we know she's impatient because in the occasion, like, when they were like in the radio room about to like tell all Bossy and say like, "Oh, blah blah blah," Zahir's just like telling the radio guy calmly like, "I want to send a message to all Bossy saying," and he's just like, "I can't let you do that," and she's just like, "Fuck you, do you even know who we are?" And basically also at the end when they were trying to kill Asami, Bolin, Mako, and Tenzin in the airbending, she's just like, "Why don't you just fucking bury them?"
Oh, yeah.
So that's basically all we know about her. She's a psychopath who's impatient. An impatient psychopathic killer.
Yep.
That's basically all we can say about her. Now for the main villain, Zahir. Basically, Zahir, I feel like is the most obvious thing. He's a dude who obviously has some kind of messiah complex.
Yeah, and he's really into the freaking
airbender culture. Yeah, he's totally way into airbending culture.
Yeah.
And basically, you guys know how Zahir's character is, and basically, I gotta say that Zahir is actually pretty good. Like as a villain, he's fucking awesome.
Yeah, definitely. As a villain, he's great, and like, but at the end, I still hate that they made him look so childish.
Yeah, I think we're almost done here. Like me and you are.
Yeah, we have lost our
our energy. Yeah. All right, but let's talk about the thing that everyone most likely was thinking. How can a guy who just suddenly gets airbending fucking kick ass at airbending?
Like we said, like I'm pretty sure we both know kind of the answer. He was really into the airbending culture because of something he was gonna do with the Avatar.
I think even before that, the philosophy of Guru Lahima is like nothing can grow unless you tear something down first.
Yeah.
And basically that's his whole mentality of whatever.
So he was basically into that before he even had this like Red Lotus complex thing.
Yep. And basically, the plan of the Red Lotus was to capture the Avatar and train her in all 4 elements and make her open the spirit world so she can unleash the spirits upon the world to bring like basically bring the world back to zero.
Yeah,
bring it back default. To the most natural thing, like default. Yeah, they're trying to bring the world back into default. No order, all spirits.
Yeah,
everyone for themselves. Like anarchy is basically what their goal is. They don't want no hierarchy whatsoever. And we know about even though their goals has been a complete mystery from the beginning, we kind of see how it is because when Zahir infiltrated the air temple, and he did it to try to get close to Korra.
Oh yeah.
But he learned that Korra wasn't there. And then when he got found out, like, he was like he infiltrated, he ran away, regrouped with everybody in Republic City.
Yeah.
And when they were discussing like, we gotta get out of here, the police are everywhere.
Yeah.
He's just like, and then Ghazan's just like, so we're not gonna kill the president? And that's when you're like, whoa. Kill the president? They're not only after the Avatar?
Yeah.
And then we start to see that they basically want anarchy. No government whatsoever. Yeah. They're going to kill all the world leaders. And basically their plan from the beginning, before they got captured, is to capture the Avatar, train her in all 4 bendings, get the spirit world open to the real world, to the physical world again, and basically bring the world back to default.
And that's why he also knows how to go into the spirit world.
And how to airbend. How are they going to... Everyone in Zahir's group were all supposed to teach Korra how to do each specific bending. But there was no airbenders. So most likely Zahir learned all the techniques of airbending without actually being able to airbend so that he can teach Korra.
Yeah, exactly. That's
and we know that non-benders can learn bending techniques because in the first season of Avatar, Iroh learned how to from waterbending techniques,
how to redirect lightning,
and that's how he was able to implement that into his firebending to be able to redirect lightning. And that's why I feel like some of these subsections of bending are actually just implementations of other bendings into one.
Yeah, of course.
Like combustion could be an implication. It could be a combination, basically. Could be a combination of firebending techniques and airbending techniques to do that combustion bending. The lava bending, earth and fire bending. And the water bending to turn into ice, water and air. Basically implementing all these different bending styles into one bending in order to create different possibilities is what I feel like most of these subsection of bendings are.
Yeah.
I don't know what lightning is combined with too, but whatever. But we learned that non-benders can learn bending techniques, which Zahir probably like taught himself for years, so he could train the Avatar in these techniques so she can learn air bending. But that failed, so they were just gonna kill her.
Yeah. They were
probably gonna kill her in there anyways.
Yeah,
they were just gonna use her to open up the portal and then kill herself.
No,
basically brainwash her into thinking this is your goal. Open up the spirit portal and then kill yourself, and that will bring balance to the world.
I think their goal was to bring her up, open the spirit world, kill all the leaders, and then after that they're like, "This is your great sacrifice," and everything.
Yeah. So. Basically, their goal was anarchy, and we know there's way more out there. Though I think Zuko overly exaggerated the strength of these benders. We're obviously going to see a stronger bender in the next season go up against Korra, probably.
No, not up against Korra.
Well, eventually they're going to meet with Korra.
Yeah, of course, but
we're obviously going to see that probably the Red Lotus has been hiding all this time. But now that they see that Zahir has caused a momentum of revolution, they're gonna follow up with that momentum and start.
Oh shit! It's actually starting, guys.
Start going out like freaking tearing the world apart.
Yeah.
Again, which the world is gonna have to come together to stop these terrorist organizations.
Which hopefully they will.
Yeah, and I wonder, will Korra actually be the last Avatar? Do you think Korra will be the last Avatar?
Oh. Maybe.
I mean, she might just instead of being depressed, suddenly be clear, like, yeah, there is no reason for airbending. But I mean, airbending. An Avatar in the world.
And she just shoots herself. Pew.
Not shoot herself. She doesn't commit suicide. She could just die of old age and then go into the Avatar state.
No. It wouldn't work like that.
Probably.
No, I don't think so. Alright, I think this is the end of it.
Yeah, this is the end. Basically, Korra has been fucking great.
Yeah.
And we are hoping so badly that our theory about the end, which I don't know if it's even theory, I'm pretty sure that's absolutely what it is, gets followed up in the next season.
I hope it does.
So anyways, I'm fucking glad Korra exists.
Oh yeah, me too.
The whole Avatar series?
Yeah. Definitely.
Though I kind of feel like maybe 4th season might be the last.
Yeah.
Because Nickelodeon has taken that shit off the air.
No, I'm so sad about that. I'm so scared that this is going to be the last season. It's going to get canceled.
And the thing is, it doesn't have to be. Because Avatar had a giant overarching story.
Yeah.
But Korra, you could just continue it with new villains or whatever. But... And whatever. Everybody would get sick of Korra eventually.
Yeah, of course.
So, I'm pretty sure 4th will probably be the last.
I hope not.
I mean, they started production on it, so it's definitely not going to be canceled.
Yeah.
There's probably, most likely going to be a 4th season. Whether or not Nickelodeon wants it to be for a 5th season will be up to Nickelodeon.
I don't think anything good would like happen 4th season. Like, no, I'm not saying that it's going to be
gonna be a bad season. You're saying, like, nothing like, ending, positive.
Nothing to, like, end the Avatar. Unless they're just, like, she's got so depressed that she just died.
No, fuck no. Exactly. They're not going to do that.
That's the only retarded ending that I can see. Unless, like, first episode, they're like, oh, shit, this is the last season. Like, we'll just make it a year later, and then she's all fine again and everything.
But that's the thing. How do you end Korra? Because Korra doesn't have an overarching villain or an overarching story. It's more like different arcs with different villains.
Yeah.
So, I wonder how Korra will end up. I just hope that Nickelodeon doesn't fuck it up.
Yeah.
And that it turns out to be really good. So far, it's really a blessing that freaking The Legend of Korra is out right now. And even under Nickelodeon, which I don't feel is very good. Shit. That's why I feel like there's definitely needs to be more competition in the in the animation industry when it comes to channels, like, or hubs, like
Yeah, but for some reason they always cancel the good ones.
Yeah, that's the thing. Stupid. That's why I want like something like positive, something that will take in like risky shit. Or
we should make our own goddamn channel.
Like the fact that Avatar had like all these deaths and like a Nickelodeon show. Yeah, it's just like fucking risky. Like
I'm amazed.
That's most likely why they took off air.
Yeah, I'm amazed that Nick even like went through with that. Like, even like the concept of Korra and everything. Like, oh hey, look, last episode there's a homicide/suicide. So I think it was pretty goddamn amazing they even went through with that type of writing and allowed it to pass.
The fact that you're walking around in distance is probably not going to get picked up by the thing, or not very loudly, but whatever.
Look, I said we were done with this podcast like 5 minutes ago, and then you went off.
All right.
I'm fucking
basically,
going to sleep.
We're done. We're done here. Legend of Korra was fucking awesome. I wish for more, but I know I'm going to have to wait maybe a year or more in order to get more Korra.
A lot more Korra now.
For now, Western animation has definitely been growing. Definitely gotten better, in my opinion. There's a lot of good shows out there, and I hope it stays that way. So with that, that's it. We're done. Good night, everyone.
Good night.
Good night.
Good morning. I mean, like, shit.